friends, welcome back. Miss Walker here, and we are on Module 16, Lesson 2. So go ahead and say it with me. Say, I can identify and represent equal shares and unequal shares in circles and rectangles. Awesome. So you can go ahead and do the Spark Your Learning page and have your homeschool teacher check it. I'm going to move along to page 464. Here we go. It says, build understanding. Jake plants a square garden. He separates the garden into 4 equal shares. Show how the garden could look. Okay, so let's start by drawing our square garden. Okay, there's our square garden. And it says he separates it into 4 equal shares. So now we need to separate our garden into 4 equal shares. Oops, having trouble splitting it from, there we go, that looks better. Awesome. Just doing my best to split it in half and half again. Great. So this is one way the garden could look. Part B says, show equal shares of a square garden in a different way. Oopsie daisy. So we need to put back our square garden. So we have our square garden back. And now we need to show a different way. Can we think of a different way to separate it? So we could try to separate it in half and in half again. Yeah, so we could separate it vertically, right? Instead of 4 squares, we could separate it into 4 rectangles. Time to turn and talk. Are the shares smaller or larger than the whole square garden? What do you guys think? Yes, if you said the parts are smaller, you are spot on, because the parts are smaller than the whole because 4 of these parts equals a whole. So it makes sense for us to explain. If I use a different color, you could see that this part is smaller than the whole thing, right? All right, my friends, if you're still on this page, you can check your work. Otherwise, we are going to move on to the next page. All right, friends. Okay. Number 1 says draw a rectangle with 4 equal squares. So let's go ahead and draw a rectangle. Here's our rectangle. Oops, how did it become yellow? I did that. And then let's separate it into 4 equal parts. You guys do that with me? So we're going to cut it in half. And then we're going to cut it. Oh, that doesn't look like half. Let's try again. Miss Walker. Closer. Half. And then we're going to cut it in half again. Yay. Awesome. And then part 2 says draw a rectangle with 4 unequal shares. So, oopsies. A rectangle here with 4 unequal shares. So we just need to make 4 parts that are not equal. So we can cut it down this way. And then if we were to cut it this way, all 4 of those parts are not the same. Time to check our understanding. All right, so it says, Andrea cut a square sandwich into 4 equal squares. Show how Andrea could cut the square. How could she do it? That's right. She could cut it in half this way and in half this way. Good job, friends. And there's your 4 equal squares. All right, number 2 is 2 unequal shares. So any way you cut it, it can't be equal. So that's an unequal way to do it. Number 3 says 2 equal squares. So shares, I'm sorry. And this said shares also. I don't know if I was saying that wrong. So let's just cut that in half to show equal. And then at the bottom here, we have to, it says which shape shows unequal shares. That means two parts that are not equal. They're not the same. Well, this one's equal, so can't be that one. Is this unequal? Yeah, circle it. Is this equal? Yep, can't be that one. We're looking for unequal. Is this one equal? Can't be that one. Great job, friends. That brings us to the end of that lesson, and you're going to get to move on to on your own. It was wonderful working with you guys. I look forward to working with you next time. Keep up the wonderful work. Bye, friends.